No, it's everywhere. Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. Here we are at the lake, in the mountains. Nobody's around. I don't even think Bigfoot is around, or Mrs. Bigfoot either, or little people Bigfoots. It's too cold. But here we are, on the job, to give you a powerful, powerful message. You know what the topic is? Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. When we have preconceived notions and ideas about how everything is, it's usually going to turn out that way because you believe it will. You think it will. You already have agreed that it will because you believe that it's an absolute and that's the way it is. And you know, you got people telling you, these kind of new age people, or old age, or what do you want to call them? And you've got all this information out there going on. All these stories, all these narratives to keep everybody riled up, to keep everybody afraid, to keep everybody ignorant of who they really are. If you take a look at all the insane stuff that's going on in every single way, the way people are, what's happened to them, what's going on with children, what's going on with seniors, what's going on with, you know, white, black, yellow, all this stuff. It's to stay in your own way. It's to keep a person confused, in chaos, dumbed down, depowered in every way. There's so many, what would you say, distractions. Oh, over here and over there and over there, and this is happening and that's happening, and the person's going, stop. Here's a good practice. You want to have at least one day a week, well, because we're going to do more, but one day a week where you give yourself permission to not worry. Give yourself permission to not be afraid. Give yourself permission to let go of the worm of anxiety that has always been in the stomach as to what's going to happen. What's going to happen to me? What's going to become of me? What's going to go on? So that you have to get into the practice of being who you are, rather than continually empowering thoughts, beliefs, words, concepts, ideas, media, movies, internet, television, whatever it may be that is spewing out words and fear and doubt, self-doubt and all of this. And you to get yourself back to who you are, to take all your power back, even start with 1 minute so that you actually experience what it's like to be you without fear. People say, well, you need fear because if you didn't have fear, you wouldn't know what's coming, and then you wouldn't be ready and you wouldn't be prepared. Really? You're that stupid? People are that stupid? To know here I'm out here in the snow, you know, Michael's out here in the snow, we're and it's trudging through and everything. Yet there's nobody else out here. Where are the people? Well, I'm hiding in. I don't want to be in the snow. Well, what may I say? People aren't even having fun. And when you notice all the distractions going on, you have to look at what can you do to empower yourself. And the first thing you have to do is get into the practice of experiencing what it's like to be you without fear, without anxiety, without worry, without depression, without living in the past, always dragging up stuff. of what should have and could have and didn't. And, my parents were never there for me, and my brother didn't like me, and the neighbor's upset, and my mate doesn't like me, or I don't like my mate. And all of this stuff keeps people completely disassociated with who they are. And to take back your power, you have to give yourself permission to actually have the experience of what it's like to be you without continual harassment, without fear, doubt, insecurity, hatred, resentment, anger, but to be in that state of bliss. Bliss is simply you not thinking. It's simply you in a state of knowing and being who you are. So you got to get, when we say one day a week, and what is a week? People get week. W-E-E-K is W-E-A-K. And on the weekend, everybody's weakened. And then you get a day's rest so you can get back out again and just pump it. Give yourself one day where you're in nature, where you listen, where you're in integrity with yourself. And even if it's only in your little house and you've got a nice little place you've set up with some plants, and it's your place where you meditate and you read and you study. And I'll give you a clue too. Say you can't do a day. Do 1 minute. Can you do 1 minute? Can you actually allow yourself to breathe into your being right now and let go of all of the tension in your body? Let it go. Now, what does the mind say? Well, you better be vigilant here. You better keep tense just in case. Notice what the mind is doing to you. And look at what the mind is doing to everyone else, the belief system, the concepts, the ideas. And when you get that you are greater than that, you're greater than the concepts, you're greater than the ideas, because you are the conceptualizer, you are the idea believer. And give yourself, how about a minute every hour? And then maybe 2 minutes every hour. And maybe 1 hour a day, maybe a half an hour. You actually give yourself permission to stay in that bliss zone, in the love zone, in the trust zone, where you are free of self-doubt, free of fear. And people say, yeah, but if I don't, I won't be ready. But so you think the constant anxiety and fear and all that is protecting you? Not at all. And when you take your power back, you get out of your way, and the excuses and the reasons why and all of the stuff that we build in our minds to validate belief systems. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me. There isn't any money. I'll never be able to have a job. What's going to be happen? I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too fat. It's all the body. And then being terrorized by that. So even in a moment, there is no peace. And how many people can't even sleep at night? Why? Because they're thinking. Analyze. Why don't you turn it over? Turn it over to the divine to handle it and let you know in the morning how it's going to be. And it'll be a workout for everybody. See, with all the distractions, is making people to have more and more faith and trust in a control system that is not working for your good. And when you take your power back, when you get out of your own way, you're the one, not somebody else, to give you permission. Not somebody else who's going to liberate you, is going to save you from yourself. You have to take command, and command of your life, and command of yourself, and ownership of who you are. And you would have to give your own self permission. How about 5 minutes an hour? What would happen if even 10 minutes a day see, I'm giving you all kinds of options where you say, but you don't understand, I don't have time, and harassing me, and I got to get to work. Do you know that if you focused in the morning, you did your meditation, You did some reading, read some of my books, read Live Your Bliss, or What You Think of Me Is None of My Business, or Dare to Be Great, or How to Have More in a Have Not World, or The Inner Path from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be, or Love and Power in a World Without Limits, A Woman's Guide to the Goddess Within, which I just sent to my 2 granddaughters for their Christmas present, you see, in some of my talks, for them to be able to read or not read. It's their choice. So you have to actually give yourself that permit. And if in the morning and in the noon and in the night and in everything you did in that day, then you center yourself, you focus on what you want to produce, or you want to do, or you want to deal with, or you want to have manifest, and you keep yourself in that peaceful state, centered in yourself. And as you do that, then pretty soon you'll give yourself a whole day to do that, and maybe 2 days, you see. And I also invite you to come to my workshops and retreats at Shasta, and come and be with me, and I am with you, and will help you and assist you to create the patterns and the habits that are empowering and enriching to you and to everything you do. Well, I don't have any time, and I don't have the money, and I'm going to have to do this. What are you doing? Are you doing things that are enriching you, that are empowering you and others? Or are you validating the beliefs and the roadblocks and the obstacles that you say are in the way of you having 1 minute a day to relax, to center, to meditate, to get into communication with your own inner being that we all have in common, our source, and who you are. And when you own that, 1 minute an hour, 1 minute a day, 10 minutes an hour, 10 minutes a day, 1 day a week, 2 days a week, pretty soon you're not weakened at all. And pretty soon, every single moment. And how do you do it? You have to have a commitment to yourself. You can't die, my friend. You are an eternal being. But you can be controlled and manipulated and hypnotized and terrorized into whatever state of consciousness someone else wants you to be in, so that they can control your thoughts, your words, your deeds, your experience, and who you are. Take it back, get out of your own way, and start. Or if you are doing it, expand the amount that you give you, the amount of time, you might call it, to allow you to empower yourself in each and every moment. So make a commitment. How much time are you going to give you? How valuable are you really? How valuable, or are you just running after something all the time? Yeah, come back. Own your power right now, because you have it.